Season greetings and happy holidays. I'm Lazy Universe, your master geeky and nerdy, and well, with Christmas time coming up by next week, by this point, by within 2 days by this point, I'm pre-recording this, so I have to remind myself. So within 2 days from this point, Christmas is upon us. Yikes, man, where did time go, you know? But I do have a few things to announce here before we get into what is my Christmas special, which I'm hoping won't be longer than 3 parts long. Um, so I'm gonna try to, even if not, I'm gonna try to stretch it out into 3 parts long. So what I'm gonna do on Christmas Day is I'm gonna do a video about my favorite Christmas cartoons and movies that will air first thing in the morning, maybe around. It'll be early in the morning, maybe like 6, 7, 8 o'clock ish, depends. And then afterwards, I will go my merry way so you guys will enjoy, my own Christmas with my family. And once everything is all said and done, once everything is calmed down, I will come in here and record, and each one will be up at a different time. They all will not just go up all at once, it'll all be one at a time, but at different times. So it's just like one would be at like, I don't know, like 3 o'clock, and then the other like at 6, and the last at 9, it will work in like some kind of strange time stance like that. But all I'm trying to tell you guys is, it will work. Now, if you follow me through Twitter, and if you subscribe to me here, again, there's a link in the description box below to follow me at Twitter. You will know that I caught an infection, and hopefully by this pre-recording I will have felt better. It is a fungus infection, just to let some of you know, it's pretty personal place, so we're not going to say where. So I'm not going to say anything about that. So let's just keep it as it is. I do have medications, do hope and intend to get better, so we're going to try to do that. And in case you're wondering how I probably caught this through probably sweating a lot, I don't know how I contracted it in the first place to begin with. Really big mystery. I got one last year as well, and this one came out of the blue, so I really can't tell you. But anyways, on to the episode of today. To just help me get that out of the way. And also, after I do my Christmas special recording, there will not be a new video up on the channel until more than likely on New Year's Eve to discuss what I'm going to do for next year. So, got that out of the way, let's move on. So Power Rangers is probably my #1 most favorite thing of all time to talk about. If you go into like a Target Center, Power Rangers would be #1, and more than likely cartoons will be #2, followed by anything else that I like. I have too many things that I'm a fan of. But something caught my attention that Jason David Frank posted on his Twitter before anybody else talked about it. Well, he was talking about a possible 90's remake of the Morphin Power Rangers movie from 1995, which is ironic. So I actually went back and looked through other people's things, and apparently, yes, Paramount is announcing that they're gonna do a 90's remake, so to speak, of the Morphin Power Rangers movie from the 90's. This confuses me. Let's break it down why this confuses me. #1, that's the 2017 movie. #2, the 2017 movie already had done that, basically taking the 90's icon and basically remaking them all over, and it still had that 90's feel to me, in my opinion. And #3, it's the goddamn freaking 2017 movie. Have you learned nothing? And in case you're wondering, yeah, I really do like the 2017 movie. I thought it was great, really fantastic, covered a lot of varieties about the Power Rangers, and even more so. So when I heard that a 90's remake was coming, I kinda cringed a little bit, because if I can be honest, and I can because this is my channel, and I'm sorry if this offends anybody, I didn't like the Morphin Power Rangers movie, and for some weird reason. #1, the thing with Ivan Ooze and how they got their power gotten taken care of. Yeah, that kind of seemed a little bit crappy to have it be like, oh, the command center's destroyed. Oh, there goes your powers. And you know how last week I talked about the morphing grid, what it was and everything? Yeah. Something I forgot to mention there was if, kind of forgot to mention that if the morpher is destroyed, then they go to attachment to the morphing grid. If the morphing grid is destroyed, I think you're permanently screwed. So he just destroyed the command center and all of a sudden the Power Rangers lose their powers and they have to go to a planet to get the Ninja Zords. And I hate that. Also, there was no Ninja in this movie, so worst movie ever. Yes, Ninja is one of my favorite cameo characters. I love him to pieces. Just my favorite second screen Power Rangers character who should have more cameo appearances, but that sadly did not. So, and yeah, you could say, oh, but we had Dulcia, who was in Sexy Andre. I would remind you that possibly it would have been better for men to see frickin' Amy Jo Johnson that way. Okay, and a lot of more people would have came to the theaters. I'm just saying. The only reason why probably so many people saw this movie was for three good reasons. You're a Power Ranger nut, like me. You love the old 90's team, like me. And you wanted to see what season 3 was all about. Because according to what I can understand is that I believe that this was before season 3 came out. So, yeah. You know, back when I was growing up, my favorite, and still to this day, my favorite season of Morphin Power Rangers is season 3. And I'll tell you why. The Ninja Zords. The Ninja Zords blew me away, and I love the Ninja Zords still to this day. They are my favorite of all time Zords, and one of my all-time favorite Megazords. Now, there was a good setup in the Ninja Zords. There was like a 5-part episodic series that went down. There was that epic battle with the Thunder Zords against Rito Revolto, Rito's brother, that set up everything. And then you have the movie that just went, let's do something different. So I wish I could have had just a blank piece of paper with a paper shredder and just went, and then went, now let's try something different. So they just rewrote it and everything. So if we're doing a 90's remake, there are some things we need to go over. Number one, you already had a movie that established everything in it. If this is going to be a sequel to the original movie, I have a few recommendations. Number one, take care of the Megazord in this movie and introduce the Thunder Zords. This will be a helpful thing to let people know about season 2 of Morphin Power Rangers. If you introduce the Thunder Zords instead of having Megazord, you are doing the right thing. And if this is a sequel instead of a remake, again, you're doing the right thing because the Thunder Zords came after Megazord's destruction. You can have the same character, the piranha fish head thing, or Lord Zed. You could even introduce Lord Zed and have someone impersonate his voice actor, you know. You could have him be introduced into this movie, and have him destroy the Megazord, have them get the Thunder Zords. And don't bullshit your way around it. It was Zordon who fucking made the Thunder Zord. Okay, don't bullshit your thing around it. Also, number 2, can we have the smirk that Zordon did when Alpha were telling the Rangers to go at the piranha fish head freak? Can we do that? That was awesome. David Felder's little, like, yeah, I'm awesome, and I know it. So, another thing that I want to add is, let's not do the Ivan Ooze route, okay? I don't like Ivan Ooze. This guy gave me nightmares. I still don't like him. He still gives me nightmares. Even just mentioning his name, I get nightmares. You know that this is a Power Rangers movie and yet it plays off like a horror film? That's bad. So don't introduce Ivan Ooze. I would go the Lord Zed route and let's keep it that way and introduce the Thunder Zords. Number 3, you'd want to introduce Tommy. But you wouldn't want to do the Green Ranger. Yeah, I'll admit. I'm a big fan of Dragon Lord, would love to see him on the big screen. I'm a little bit petrified to see how they would do Dragon Lord. So, And they also said, they even said that, like, Widow Repulsa was supposed to be the Green Ranger in the first place, so even if you introduce that into this movie, that'd be fantastic. That would be fantastic. Have her be the evil Green Ranger and have her battling out with the other Rangers. That sounds great. And then introduce Tommy Oliver, who would become the White Ranger. And yes, you could do the White Tiger and Saba. I'm sorry, but if Saba is not in this movie at all, even though they quoted that, even Jason David Frank said that he loved to see the White Ranger, if there is no Saba and he doesn't talk, even just a few times, worst movie ever, you failed, F you. So I would just love to see Saba be introduced into the movie. So that would be my way around it and way through it, and then they would do an epic battle with more Zed or one of his monsters at the end, and have the cameos by all the Rangers at the end, what they did in the first movie. Now, this is an actual remake of the 1995 feature-length film by 20th Century Fox. I have a few choice words for you, and you're not gonna like them. If you're a fan of the 95 movie, I'd skip ahead a little bit if I were you. And if you aren't a fan of and if you just want to hear what I have to say because you're curious, stay tuned. But if you're a really big fan of this film, I would recommend it. Okay? Are you ready? Okay? Are you ready? Are you sure? Okay. You people are out of your mind. You've been eating shit. You've been smoking on crack. You've been doing a lot of drugs, and you've been putting them inside of a blender and fusing it with the highest doses of drugs in the world that I've ever seen. You're probably sticking your head inside the oven, smelling the noxious fumes from whatever that hellhole that it comes from. And in case you're wondering, to remake this film that is cherished by a lot of people and making it into the worst possible way imaginable, including introducing creepy Ivan Ooze, you failed. I just don't like the 95 film. Yes, there could be some hope that somebody would be, you know, a big fan and be doing this remake and introducing it. But if you're really gonna go with the 90's feel, a 90's film remake, just to remind you, there's been 90's films remake that's been happening like for a while now. And how well do they do at the box office? Yeah, that's what I thought. Just go look at a few of them. They do 1%. So, no, it's not going to work. But anyway, what's my opinion? I hope they go with my route and they do it differently. They make it a sequel to the original. I would really hate to see a remake of this movie. I really would. And not only just because it's shared by so many fans, I just wouldn't like to see the route they take for it. If I have one last recommendation for someone who should handle this film, it is Ryan Parrott, the writer behind Go Go Power Rangers. Mr. Parrott is such a great writer, Parrott, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Parrott, is such a great writer. He's a fantastic guy, and he really knows the Power Rangers inside and out, and I would really recommend you people getting a hold of him, contacting him, and letting him write your film, because this guy is really damn good at writing the Power Rangers in costumes and out of costumes. So, thank you guys so much for watching. In case you have your own little recommendation, let me know in the comment section down below. I love to read them. I'd love to hear some feedback from you guys, like if you'd like to say, oh, well, I think they should do it this way, I think they should remake the film, whichever it may be. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you guys can be notified when I do new content videos on this channel. And be sure to like the video as well. You can follow me at Twitter with the link in the description below. So thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope that you all have a great and happy holiday. Have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whichever that you celebrate. And I will see you guys back here on Christmas Day. So, happy holidays and Merry Christmas, and here comes the countdown. So, I will see you guys on Christmas Day.